Mohammed Amin, Senior Vice President, CEMEA at Dell Technologies. Thank you very much for joining us. What should businesses do in order to stay ahead of the AI curve?
That is not $1 million question, that's like $100 billion question. Okay, so AI is very important, as everybody knows. What I like to say is that the real wave right now is generative AI, which actually people has to differentiate between artificial intelligence and generative AI. AI was the first wave, which how we do things faster, more to process more data. With Gen AI, the main difference that we're taking the AI to the data. And first time in our history as human, we're gonna deal with content we did not create. That's why we call it Gen AI, which is gonna change the whole thing, gonna change the profile of us. So to be ahead of that, when somebody talks about AI, the first thing comes to your mind should be what is the use cases. Okay, AI is a conceptual thing. Gen AI, we're gonna create. I always said this actually out. That is, AI, the ship is gonna take us to the future, and the fuel of it is the data. Okay, so this is very important to remember. And till this moment, which is another important point, human taking the decision with machine assistant. With Gen AI and with other waves gonna come soon for AI, that the machine gonna be taking the decision with human guidance, which is gonna require a different profile. So to be ahead, use case is one, and definitely having the qualified, as I said, the profile of us should be very different.
Now, you touched a little bit on it, but how is AI and GenAI transforming particular industries, and what should be some of the key takeaways for the region here, for the region that you look after in particular?
Okay, AI, Gen AI, and digital transformation is very important to this region. So I'll start with the end of the question actually, because actually, if you look for the GDP, digital GDP by 2030 in the Gulf region alone, the digital economy gonna be $150 billion. And this is driven mainly by AI, okay, and Gen AI. And actually, if you look on the whole Middle East, the part of the digital economy gonna represent around 7.7%, which is around $780 billion of whole the GDP, which is very, very important for us to understand that. The countries which actually gonna have a good AI initiatives, a good digital transformation, can acquire the majority of that share of that GDP. For this region, actually, you cannot talk about it as a region because some countries are ahead, some countries are coming. The good news is that most of the countries in this region are having a good AI strategy. They started to think about. And the other important thing we should know, it depends on the industry. So if you think about healthcare, they're going to change so many things in healthcare, education, and actually, one of the major use cases is the digital assistant, okay? Digital assistant is going to be very, very important because actually, I'm sure everybody's talking about ChatGPT, and the difference between ChatGPT and other engines actually, or the classical engines, that ChatGPT collect all the information and give you an opinion of the subject, all right? And the other important thing, actually, code creation, okay? So the code creation with Gen AI is going to be 20 times faster than what is it today, which is going to actually relieve the time of the developer to go for more complex tasks to do that. So it's going to actually, I have a very extreme opinion, Alp, that I believe AI and Gen AI taking us back to what God created us for, taking us to be innovative. So the innovation. And people have to think about innovation. So all the classical jobs which we're doing today, AI is going to do it in the future. And this is going to take us back. That's why when people ask me, and maybe I'm expanding a little bit here, when people asking me, we have no jobs because of the AI. You know what? We're going to have more jobs, but a different kind of jobs, which are going to require a different profile of us, okay? So some jobs are going to be diminished, and some other jobs are going to be created. So the art is, and the smart thing is, how to transform yourself to the future.
And it's a relatively new technology. Companies, businesses must be having some hurdles integrating it. How do you help them integrate AI into their daily businesses?
I might sound extreme in your interview today, because actually the company coming having hurdles, but actually I do not believe it's a new technology. We've been in this journey for 50, 60 years about artificial intelligence. Okay, I'll give you an example, quick one. You fly around, you go to your home country, autopilot flying you while you're feeling safe watching your movie. That's an artificial intelligence. And sometimes you feel safe more with autopilot, right? So it's a journey. And in a matter of fact, the main hurdle is two things. There is so many hurdles to be honest, for all the enterprise customers to have their AI strategy. But the main two hurdles are the people, having enough qualified resources to lead that. And the other things, to be honest with you, sometimes is the cost, because this will require a complete different data center than the classical data center we have to do, which again actually acquire a big bill to acquire this technology.
So how is Dell helping bridge the gap for the growing skills gap that comes with the integration of AI into businesses?
Fantastic question. Actually, as you might, if you follow Dell Technologies, you're gonna find that even the streets right now qualifying Dell Technologies is part of the AI community. And in a matter of fact, we're very mindful over the years. Actually, by the way, we're celebrating our 40th years anniversary. And actually, our job from day one was how to simplify a complex technology to our customer to enhance the human progress. It's coming with the AI era right now. From our heritage, we have the right professional service and the right resources to go to your customers, to our customers, and actually help them how to bridge the gap, do the knowledge transfers and hand over everything to them. So we're having the right qualified resources, which we've been building this over the years, to help our customer to bridge the gap from what they have today from the classical data center to the AI factory, which is a future data center actually.
And if I was to ask you over the next 3 to 5 years, what excites you most with the upcoming technologies from Dell Technologies?
Actually, 3 to 5 years became too long in our industry.
Let's go for the next year.
So actually, you're going to find, actually, I'm completely convinced that Dell Technologies in the next 3 years is going to be one of the top 5 companies in the world. Okay? Cannot talk much about it, but I know it. We're going to be there. And actually, we have so many internally within our company today. We have so many work streams. How to modernize our company with AI. Okay, HR, legal, logistics. Imagine, I'll tell you, it's in our company, but actually as a use case. Imagine the logistics when you have intelligent inventory and you have intelligence price for your customers. It's going to actually save your cost and increase your profitability while you're not adding the price to the end user actually. So actually, I believe we're going to have the right technology. If you think about what we have today, we're going to enhance our platform from the XE9680, which is our server, which have combined GPU and CPU. And actually we're one of the unique companies which have a GPU from NVIDIA and from AMD and CPU from AMD and Intel. So we're going to put all of this because the transformation is going to be between classical workloads and AI workloads, and we're going to be protecting the customer investment because of that.
And I'd like to end it with, I know you touched on it, on how companies can stay ahead of the curve, but how can individuals stay ahead of the curve?
Man, you're asking for two difficult questions here because it varies from one to the other. My strong recommendation is two things. One, think about every day about your self-transformation. If you are the same person like a year ago, what a waste of a year. And I really believe in that. And the other important thing, nobody will hold your hand. Take your own destiny in your own hand. Create a noise. Try to learn. Try to ask. Always there is no bad questions. There is always a bad answer, but it's never a bad question. So take your destiny in your own hand and think about self-transformation and look in the mirror. If you are the same person like last week or like a year ago or a month ago, what a waste of a time.